at me and tell me what you see.
I look at you and tell you what I feel. Look at me and tell me what you see. I look at you and tell you what I
feel. Welcome back to the Wishmaster series with Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies, the sequel of generic as fuck subtitles. But with Wishmaster 1 being so good, I think we're in for another good time. This was straight to DVD packaged with the first movie. Prepare to be disappointed. Wishmaster 2 opens in a museum where the statue and the fire opal contained within is kept. Why it's not still in Beaumont's privately owned collection is anyone's guess. And this museum apparently has the most dramatic paintings ever created. Then some thieves start to cut the paintings out of their frames without setting off any alarms. But there are still things in crates, so maybe the museum's not open, and the alarms aren't set up yet. Or maybe the museum just doesn't give a fuck about paintings. A security guard arrives, quickly taking out the moron who set off the alarm. Who was actually Corey Haim in an uncredited role, and sadly, he's probably one of the most notable actors to appear in this movie. A gunfight ensues with the thieves trading shots with the guard when a stray shot hits the statue, which knocks a piece off, exposing the gem inside.
That's convenient.
That statue does have a tendency to get broken in a very specific way, doesn't it? Almost like it was a crap place to put the gem. Naturally, one of the thieves takes the gem, not really seeming to mind all the gunshots. It's not like one of them has already been shot to death or anything. And while trying to escape, another guard appears shooting one of the thieves, and then gets shot himself. But thankfully, the bullet that hit the thief hit the gem instead, shattering it. Because of all the people we want to survive, it's the despicable murdering thieves, yeah?
No! Watch out! No!
Now that's much better. And then another security guard is gunned down. But hey, she feels bad about it, so that makes it okay. So the guy who got shot, and the boyfriend of the female thief, tells her to get away while he slowly dies of the bullet wound. But before he can die, the gem then, I guess, can only be described as tentacle fucks the wall, which then gives birth to the djinn's face.
Eric, I can help you.
What the fuck did I just see? That was completely ridiculous. Was the djinn's entrance in the first one that bad that it needed some hentai-inspired reimagining? I mean, look at that. What is that even? So the fetus of the djinn comes out of the wall and it looks really, really stupid. And the djinn, to mirror when he appeared in the first movie, asks the guy to wish to end his pain. But for some reason, he wishes...
Was that never been born? As you wish.
So the guy is erased from history, he never meets the woman and convinces her to rob the place, the gem doesn't get disturbed as the robbery never takes place, and the movie ends. Huh, a lot sooner than usual. We'll see you next time. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Nope, the guy just regresses through his life Benjamin Button style until he disappears. There'll be no time paradoxes incurred by this wish, because that makes sense. The djinn is now restored as the cops show up, and one of them tells the djinn to freeze.
Freeze!
Did I hear you say freeze?
Yeah, you're goddamn right. I said freeze!
Done.
Bullshit. Bullshit of the worst kind. That was not a wish. And even if it was, he wasn't telling himself to freeze. So in the space of 8 minutes, we've had ridiculous effects, blatant plot holes, and a flagrant lack of attention to the film's own rules it set out in the first movie. I'm going to regret the decision to do this movie, I can tell. And then, in a rather bizarre move, more cops show up and they actually just arrest the djinn, now in his Andrew Divoff form, which we'll be seeing a lot more of, most likely due to budget constraints restricting the use of the djinn makeup. And he looks human, even though he got that face from a corpse, but at the end of the last movie time reversed and he never got that face in the first place. So again, something that doesn't make sense.
You want to explain this to me?
You needed to chill out.
Great one-liner. Back with the surviving thief, who's our main character for this, named Morgana, she's being depressed over the guy who died. Again, he wished he was never born, so she shouldn't have his picture or even know who he is. At the police station, the Djinn is being interviewed by the cop, and he confesses to everything. But the cop suspects he's protecting someone.
So who are you trying to protect? A girlfriend? You got a boyfriend. You got a boyfriend, you slide down, you little faggot, you.
Wow. Not even the cop is a vaguely likable character. Just fantastic. And the Djinn desperately tries to get the cop to ask for something.
As intelligent a man as you are, don't you wish your job were a little more exciting?
But fails miserably.
Right!
Yes, sir.
Get this asshole out of my face.
That's quite a step down in his character. In the first film, he's shown to be a master manipulator, able to work any situation to his advantage. But here, he really has lost a lot of the original charisma that made his character so compelling.
Nathaniel Demarest pleaded guilty this morning to charges that he robbed the Saram Art Gallery and murdered 2 security guards.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, how dare he confess to my murders? I should be the one in jail. Seriously, what's the problem? And then she sees the family of the cop she shot.
Funeral arrangements for the father of 2 will be held along with the other security guard. Police Chief Howard said that there will be a special ceremony at City Hall to honor the officers.
Yeah, of the 4 guards that were killed, the one that had a family was the one that she killed. Also, it was still murder, whether he had a family or not. It's still despicable. The Djinn is now in the county jail. He's standing ramrod stiff in the middle of the room because, as you'll remember, the Djinn was incapable of acting normal in the first movie. Except all those times when he fucking was. One of the prisoners takes a dislike to our Djinn who wants him to make a wish.
Is that something you'd like?
Yeah. How about your tight little yuppie ass?
Ha! I'm sure he's willing to grant that wish. The prisoner then asks for something else.
Take the fucking shoes off or you're gonna...
Like you. You're a powerful man. No. Don't you waste your power. I'm giving you the chance to wish for anything you like.
Okay, that's 2 wishes the Djinn has refused to grant. I'm starting to think he's not very dedicated to the whole granting wishes thing. After the guy figures out what the Djinn is...
Whoa! Whoa! You're a fucking genie!
He may not be serious, I can't tell. He then makes a wish that will result in his death.
I wanna walk right through the bars, man, and walk right on out of the jail. Come on.
The Djinn is more than willing to grant that wish.
Done.
So apparently the Djinn is only willing to grant wishes that causes the other person harm. Kinda hypocritical that he's not willing to grant legitimate wishes that causes him harm. So the guy is pushed violently through the bars, to which none of the prisoners are accused of or see any repercussions from. Also, why isn't anyone slightly confused that the Djinn, by the name of Nathaniel Demarest, has absolutely no personal information or ID of any sort? Isn't anyone going to investigate that? Back with Morgana, who's giving us a sweaty panties shot, because why not, gets a jump scare for her trouble. Yeah, that was really necessary, thanks. The next day, Morgana goes to her local church to talk to her ex-boyfriend, who's now a priest. Because she has to have been sexually involved with all the men she knows. Can't just be platonic.
You shouldn't be here.
Wow, thanks priest, very welcoming church you got there. They start talking, with Morgana asking about Satan and the nature of evil. Your standard horror movie crap when religion is involved.
Eric's dead.
No, he isn't. He never existed. Seriously, did the film not give a shit about this ridiculous plot hole? The guy could have wished for something else. This problem is entirely the film's own creation. But as the film forgets about Eric at around the halfway point, who gives a fuck? Elsewhere, on a roof with chain link fences made to try and look like a prison yard, 2 prisoners are talking about the bad deals they got in court, with one guy wanting to see his lawyer punished for it.
My lawyer plea bargains 3 to 5 when I should have fucking walked. Punk-ass motherfucker should go fuck himself.
And that's the cue for our Djinn to make a deal.
Would like to see your lawyer pay for all the pain and suffering he's put you through, yes.
Yo, man, are you tripping? Who the fuck are you?
I'm the Wishmaster.
Oh, fuck me. He actually called himself the Wishmaster. Are you fucking serious? Did the filmmaker see the original? But maybe they're right. A title shouldn't just be a title. After all, the Puppet Master makes sense. And let's not forget, the Hellraiser and Mr. Elm Street. So a deal is made for the prisoner's lawyer to be punished, who coincidentally shows up at the prison to discuss the guy's case. The Djinn is then approached by the prison's tough guy and his twin martial artists.
You wouldn't be trying to do any business here, would you, bro?
Just trying to be helpful. Is there something I can help you with, brother?
I'm sure there is. I'll be watching you, Wishmaster.
And yet more failed attempts to get wishes from people. The Djinn seems a lot more impotent in this film as opposed to the persuasive manipulator of the first movie. The prisoner talks with his lawyer, and wouldn't you know it, his lawyer is able to make a case for his freedom and all the charges dropped. Which is the Djinn's cue to enact the wish. And what was that wish exactly?
Believe you said you'd like to see your lawyer go fuck himself. I could arrange that.
Yeah, I think you can guess where this is going. So, the lawyer, during a bout of terrible acting, bends in half and quite literally fucks himself. Yes, that really fucking happened. Good God. Dude, would you fucking stop doing that? And yeah, the exact same jump scare twice. Excellent work. The next day, Morgana is researching the Djinn on the very 90s internet. And then her priest friend shows up to talk again.
Father Dimitri told me you were outside the church the other day.
Yeah, I was walking by and I decided to,
Did you want to talk to me?
Wait, what? He was the last person she spoke to. You can't do that. You can't have a character talk about something we didn't see happen, especially when what we did see is completely contradictory to the entire conversation. After telling the priest all about the robbery and the dreams of the Djinn she's having, she decides to go to the prison and speak to the Djinn herself and find out what's going on. Meanwhile, in the prison laundry, word has gotten around about the Djinn's powers, and everyone who doesn't have a quite literal death wish that is, are now scared of him. So this Russian guy, who despite hearing all the horror stories the Djinn is responsible for, is more than willing to ask for wishes. 'Cause he's an idiot, clearly. But not just one wish.
First, obviously, I want to get out of here.
Only one wish to a customer.
Yes, one wish per customer. Unless you include the security guard from the first movie, who got 2. But we don't want to add to the movie's problems now, do we? It's doing fine with that all by itself. The guard shows up to tell the Djinn he's got a visitor, Morgana, as he's taken to the visitor centre to have a little chat. She wants to know why he took the rap for her.
Why did you confess to the robbery?
So you wouldn't have to, my dear.
Yes, because if she was in prison for her crimes, she'd have no reason to make wishes. She'd have not a care in the world.
Everybody wants something. I love that part.
My God. Andrew Divoff was so good in the first one, hilarious yet menacing, and still a compelling character. I get the feeling some of that has been lost. I wouldn't be surprised if he's taking it over the top with this film, because he doesn't give a shit. It's just so dull and disappointing to watch. Speaking of which, the first film was a horror movie, but it was still fun and entertaining. This film lacks that, and any comedy it does try is horribly forced and out of place as a consequence. Then Morgana gets a vision of the Djinn's face for some reason, cutting the conversation short. Back in the prison laundry, someone else is trying their luck with the Djinn, which he still goes ahead with even after knowing the stakes.
What's it gonna take?
Your soul. And a pack of cigarettes.
Why does he need those? He can make anything appear at will. Did he really get that hooked on the things after the last movie? The tough guy and his martial artist twins show up to get a cut of the Djinn's business. Not sure he would find souls that useful though. And the Djinn asks the guy what he would like from him. And he asks for... well, he asks for drugs despite having zero evidence that the Djinn has any drugs. But it's the way he asks for them that's really, really dumb.
I want your drugs. Exactly which drugs would you like? I don't give a damn. I just want to get wasted. Wasted? Wasted?
Fucked up. Tore up from the floor up. Stomped
right into the ground. Wasted.
Be careful what you wish for, yeah? Or how about not writing dialogue that's dumb and forced instead? So the djinn makes his twin cronies attack him, and all I'm thinking is, if they could so easily beat him up, why would they be happy being his thug lackeys?
That's how hard you can hit me? Bam, bam!
That's how hard you can hit me? I can hit myself a lot harder than that! And the djinn is sent to solitary despite not being involved in the fight whatsoever. Morgana is doing more research, and the djinn dicks with her some more. Hey, at least it was a different jump scare this time. Morgana tells the priest all the information she's found so far, and being quite skeptical about her story, he says that perhaps he should see the djinn himself. So we get another scene of going to the prison and another scene in the visitor centre basically to find out nothing new, and the priest is convinced the djinn is now Satan.
God will stop you.
God has nothing to do with this.
God has everything to do with this. Be gone, Satan.
I think you have your demons mixed up, Father.
Yeah, please stop referring to God and acting like he's Satan. It's just stupid. So after that waste of time, we get another jump scare, this time with a shower scene. Okay, the djinn is less scary, more just a perv really. Then, with more research, we get this.
First, the djinn must gather 1,001 souls, this being the Assyrian number for the apocalypse.
Where did that come from? Seriously, I don't remember him granting 1001 wishes in the last film. Oh, well, of course it's 1001. That way they can have the djinn grant loads of pointless wishes to bring up the gore count with as little thought and plot relevance as possible. That way they can drag out the film to a prerequisite length. Also, perhaps a nonsensical reference to 1001 Arabian Nights too. And because their research says you need to be pure to send the djinn back, Morgana removes her piercings and gets her hair straight. Because she's a born-again Catholic. Yes, I'm serious. This film says the djinn is defeated by religion. But not just any religion. It's the kind of religion that says self-mutilation is the way to cleanse you of your sins, as Morgana slices off her little finger. And it has to be a religious reason, otherwise she's just a fucking nutcase. Cause those two things never form a Venn diagram. Back in the prison, the djinn, with his sidekick I guess, planned to get out of the prison, but the guard starts to threaten the djinn, accusing him of all the weirdness going on.
You're a naughty little girl, you know what I'm saying? And Daddy gonna teach you some respect. This is my house. And ever since you've been here, there's been nothing but trouble. There's been 4 murders. There's been an increase of contraband.
Yeah, we confiscated one guy's mountain of coke, another guy had 16 hookers with him, and one guy had a Ferrari. Didn't even fit in his cell.
I'm all ears.
I wish I could slow dance with you for 1 minute alone. Compton style.
Oh, please, can we have a dancing scene? Please, please, please. It would be like that scene in Beauty and the Beast. It would be lovely. Come on, everybody. You know the song.
Tale as old as time, true as it can be.
No, that doesn't happen. The djinn just kills the guy.
God.
Shall we dance?
I hate this movie. The guard comes back acting oddly.
Is it your wish to blow this popsicle stand?
Demarest!
Oh, so the djinn needs a person's face to look like them, but there's an exception when the face he's using just happens to be the actor playing the djinn. Morgana shows up at the church to tell the priest the djinn escaped, with him not really giving a fuck that she sliced off her finger. And the priest knows where the djinn might be, as he recognises the Russian guy's name in the paper, and knows the club he resides at, because that's not contrived as fuck or anything. At the club, the Russian guy is celebrating his freedom, dancing around like an idiot. And after the other guys insult him, he throws them all out of the place. And then someone else shows up, some kind of mob boss, but that's never really established, and he throws his weight around a little bit, and then Andrew Divoff shows his skill with languages.
Кто этот американец?
Этот человек удивительно, он может вам сделать...
Меня зовут Демарест, господин Пушкин. Очень приятно.
And that's one thing I should say. Andrew Divoff, as exampled in the last film, not so much in this one, is a great actor, and is actually fluent in 8 different languages, which is pretty amazing. And it also makes me think how wasted he actually is in this film. The Russian guy is afraid of the boss, Pushkin, and wants the djinn to take care of him, but unable to make a wish himself. He takes the djinn to Pushkin to try and get a wish from him, but he proves to be difficult to persuade.
Surely there's something you want. Fame, fortune, power.
Fortune and power I already have. Fame I don't need.
Again, the djinn has lost a lot of his persuasive ability. However, at the mention of Pushkin's enemy, the djinn sees a way in.
Somebody who's offended you. Someone you can't touch.
Mustafransky's gang out of Chechnya.
And I'll say, grudgingly I'll admit, this wish is actually cleverly done.
I want his head. Can you do this?
Consider it done.
That was a cleverly implemented wish, but in a film with the idea of be careful what you wish for, you really do need more than one. And it just makes everything else look worse when it actually does try. The djinn has one more soul, but he's getting impatient and wants more quickly, because after 3,000 years of waiting, a few more days is just unbearable. And then Morgana shows up.
Yesterday,
Did she really think that would work? And to add something good to this, I'm going to play this clip from the first movie.
That which is eternal cannot die. But if it's any consolation, sweet Alex, that hurt like hell.
It's still funny. But seeing it in the proper light, I have to again reluctantly compliment this film, because the makeup for the djinn really is fantastic here, taking the original concept and making it more visually interesting, perhaps going a little too far in some ways. You know, if there's anything they can go over the top with, it's the djinn's makeup, so that I don't mind so much, and it does look really great. It's even hard to tell where the actor begins and the prosthetic ends, so that is a good part of this film, even though he barely appears in that form. Anyway, after the gun does fuck all, Morgana runs off back to the priest, and starts praying in the church. And this is where I need to address the elephant in the room, because all the Catholicism and Morgana being born again doesn't really work or make sense when you realise that the djinn are specifically mentioned in the Quran. So maybe, just maybe, Morgana is praying to the wrong god in this case, and someone, namely the filmmakers, needs to do their fucking research. Back at the club, Morgana has shown up again with the priest to talk to the Russian guy. The djinn has gone, but he won't tell them where, because he's made a pledge.
I made the pledge.
You made a pledge? You sit here before God and you tell me you made a pledge with this evil?
Yeah, you're not God. Also, the Russian wants to shoot Morgana so she can't make wishes, and surprisingly, he shoots her twice.
Oh, he has other plans for you.
Well, isn't that a convenient cop-out? Morgana convinces the guy to tell her where the djinn is, and where else would he be? Of course a casino, as he's talking with the manager.
Yeah, we like folks to win. Anything that encourages our other guests to bet is good for us. Since the house has the advantage, eventually they all lose.
Wow. Everyone is a dick in this film, aren't they? But then a wish is made.
In fact, you might say the casino wishes everyone the best of luck.
The casino wishes everyone the best of luck.
Okay, for the record, that was one wish from one guy equaling one soul, yes? Apparently not, according to this movie. Just wait for that one. Then Morgana and the priest repeat to us what happened at the beginning of the first movie, with a slight change.
And as it was prophesied, the alchemist took the stone unto his hand, as a woman pure of heart takes the light of God unto her soul, and spoke the words, Nib Shigaroth Bahim.
That's what we call making shit up to fit your crappy story. I've seen it many times, and I'm sure we'll see it again. And because the guy is such a great priest, and Morgana is missing her boyfriend so much, they fuck right then and there. Because there's no fucking rush. Anyway, back at the casino, everyone is a winner, which the manager is not best pleased about. And because what's happening is completely impossible, he decides not to do any kind of investigation and just deals with it like any casino would, I'm sure. But now it's time for the djinn to cash in on his wishes, because, as I said, apparently due to one guy making a wish, everyone who benefits from it are also the djinn's property now, because of lazy writing. Then Morgana and the priest get to the casino.
We all wanted something for nothing.
And that's what they got.
Except they didn't wish for it, unless you're saying they deserved what they got purely for some gambling, you prick. They get to where the djinn is holed up in the manager's office, and the general posturing and threats and all that crap happens. It's very dull and what you'd expect them to say to each other. And then Morgana just starts making wishes with abandon.
I wish you were gone forever.
Still here. A wish cannot change that which is eternal.
Okay, but surely that still counts.
I wish you back in the stone of the secret fire.
I see you've done your homework. Unfortunately for you, it's not that easy.
Again, Alex made a similar wish, and it still counted. The priest tries to use the gem, but the djinn just snatches it back. And then an actual funny scene.
In God's name, I command you out of this world. I wish you into hell, Demarest.
Gotcha.
So they get sent to the djinn's realm, because the priest is a fucking idiot.
Welcome to my world, Morgana.
Does he have a cape attached to his arse? I know that's random, but it's just odd. It's like all the disadvantages of a cape trailing along the floor, but none of the advantages of it covering you in any kind of meaningful way. The djinn reveals what he's done to the priest.
Behold the man.
Okay, I didn't really think that priests and vicars really want to be Jesus Christ. That doesn't really make sense to me. And now Morgana has stigmata too. And after some persuasion, the djinn gets Morgana to wish for the priest to be released. Which means he obviously kills him, which she should know, really. Also, by my count, that was 3 wishes, not 1.
I wish there was no evil in the world.
Evil is the half of a perfect sphere. Try again.
Tell me how to stop you!
Okay, 5 wishes now. It's getting quite stupid at this point. The djinn then, for some reason, transports them back to the casino. Not sure why he wouldn't just make her wish her way out, unless he's actually realised by now that giving shit wishes gets him nowhere. So back in the real world, the casino manager is wondering what the hell's going on with all his dead patrons. And then, even after Morgana tells him not to make a wish...
I just wish I could see this nightmare come to an end.
Well done, guy. Wait a second. That was 2 wishes!
Only 1 wish to a customer.
In fact, you might say the casino wishes everyone the best of luck. I just wish I could see this nightmare come to an end.
Wow, I could slightly forgive continuity between movies, but the film just forgot its own fucking rules. When you had the first movie, which was so neat and clever with how it dealt with its rules and universe, this is fucking terrible. So yeah, we then get the chaos and gore of a climax. People being killed by bladed roulette tables, cause why not? And this guy having cards fly out of his dick. And then there's this woman. And then Morgana makes a wish so she can become pure, because of lazy writing, allowing her to use the gem.
I wish the man I shot was alive again.
Done.
Yay, he's alive again. Never mind about those 2 other guards that were shot. At least her conscience is clear, right? Except, I don't think so. Her making that wish doesn't change the fact that she still did it. She still killed someone. And just because she wished him back to life doesn't mean the crime is lessened. Also, she said alive again, so there's no time paradox or anything like that occurring. But is no one freaked out that the guy just walked through the door after they attended his funeral? But anyway, she's pure of heart now or whatever, and grabbing the gem recites the incantation, and the djinn begins to be sucked into it again, with all the souls being returned to their respective bodies. Except for the people he killed, of course. They're still dead, so yay for Morgana. And yeah, the effects don't even hold a candle to the first movie's effects. They look cheap and really lazy, as the djinn is there 1 minute with a crappy CGI effect going into the gem, and then he's just gone. Not even trying. Then the movie just ends with the djinn trapped in the gem. I don't think he's happy, do you? So yeah, Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies. Good God, that was one hell of a rapid decline in quality from the first film to this one. No wonder the Wishmaster series isn't remembered fondly. The first one was so damn good, funny and interesting, a great film. But this is god awful, with massive amounts of discontinuity and plot holes that render the entire movie nonsensical to the point of foolishness. And absolutely no thought went into even the basic concept of the thing. I can't even say that Andrew Divoff is giving as good a performance as he gave in the first one, as he doesn't seem to give a shit, hamming it up in every scene without an ounce of what made the character so compelling in the first place. That's one I have very mixed feelings about, because there are parts of it I really like. But I think, all in all, it's a little dumb. That's a quote from the director himself. So how can anyone say it's a good film when even its own director can't say he liked it? Maybe we'll have better luck next movie. 2 down, 2 to go. See you next time.